We just got off the mountain this morning from testing 6 great brands backpacks with heavy loads, and one of my favorites was this Exo pack. This is the Exo K3 4800, so it's a 4800 cubic inch pack that is really loaded with a lot of features for a very simple and lightweight design. At about 5.5 pounds, it was one of the lightest packs we tested, and it's also extremely compact when you get it all strapped down, which I like when you're on a day hunt. It gives you an opportunity to get this thing really small, or you can expand it out when it's time to haul a heavy load. So we'll run through a few of the features. Like many packs, it's got a typical hood with a couple of pockets on it, small pocket for tags, things like that, larger pocket for easy access, store your sandwiches up there, something like that. To access the main pack, it's actually a roll top design, which I actually kind of like. Several packs used to do that back in the day, and they're bringing it back. So it allows the pack to be extended substantially, but you don't have all that extra garbage up there if you don't want it. If you don't have it, you can roll it down nice and tight like I just had it. So we'll go ahead and open up all the straps and show you off all the compartments on this thing. There's an external pouch on the main side here that's inside of kind of a stretchy material. I think I could get a spotting scope in there. I'm gonna have to give it a full all in to test that for sure. But then inside of that, you have access to the main pouch. In addition to the roll top access, you've got access to the main pouch through a big horseshoe shaped zipper as well, which makes it nice and easy to access. Another mesh pocket in there to store things in as well. From a transportation point of view for like spotting scope and tripod, I love what they've done on the side of this pack. So basically, most backpacks don't separate side compartments from the water bottle pouch if you want to carry an external water bottle. So it's got a nice stretchy external water bottle pouch carrier, but it also has a full length tube that you can store a spotting scope on one side, tripod on the other, and it runs down behind the water bottle pouch, which I think is a really nice feature because then you don't have to give up the water bottle pouch. If you're a guy like me, I do like to carry on, sometimes if you're on like a really dry hunt, you might want to carry a bladder plus a couple of 32-ounce bottles. You can do that with this and not have to give up valuable space for your tripod and spotting scope. They have that pouch on each side of this pack. A couple of interesting features on this pack are it has shimmable lumbar support. So basically they give you the opportunity, remember how to do it here, to fold this open and shim, you have access directly into the padding area for the lumbar support, and you can adjust it for overall depth and cushion, which is a really nice feature. That was one of the big things that 6 of us discussed on the backpack trip today. Everybody has a little bit different feel that they like in the lumbar area, so that's a really nice feature there. Also, a really desirable feature that I like out of this pack, I'm going to talk about the load shelf and this feature kind of simultaneously because they're both accessed in the same general area, is this pack has the opportunity to extend the overall torso height with a really cool little device in here. Open up this pouch, slide this out, and this right here is currently in the short mode. If I pull that out, you'll notice a little ring right there that establishes the height. I could flip that around, drop it in, and add about an inch and a quarter of overall height to it. So when you get a heavy load on, you're trying to carry your camp and everything else, it just allows you to extend the overall height of the pack. And I really like that from a stability point of view, especially on a narrow frame pack like this one has. While we're in this general area, we'll talk load shelf. To access the load shelf, you're going to loosen this bottom strap. Controls both the compression of the bottom of the main compartment, but also access to the load shelf. So you're going to want to loosen kind of all the way out to the end of the straps to get as much access into the meat shelf area as possible. One thing I really like about this pack is the fact that the meat shelf has its own dedicated, well, there's one other thing you have to do to get it to the meat shelf. Little Velcro kind of crossover piece right up at the top of the pack. Super easy to access. Quickly pull that through. when you're into the load shelf. Really like that feature. I love the fact that it has 2 straps that are dedicated to hauling the heavy load internally once you get into your meat shelf. It allows you to put the stress on that and not the contents of the bag, and I think that's super important when you have a heavy load. Now, it is important to note this particular meat shelf does not have a barrier, a full barrier underneath. So you can either put it in your game bag or put it in like a really ultralight dry bag, or you can just make sure that the meat gets established in there really well and isn't going to kind of sag through the bottom of that. I actually happen to like that. That doesn't bother me a bit. Again, it just keeps the pack as light as possible. From a main compartment point of view, I showed that you got access into it here through the horseshoe and the roll top. Outside of that, it's just one giant tube with one exception that I think is a really cool feature too. You've got access right here to a waterproof bag. It's super thin waterproof material. And you know, we were talking about it earlier. I think this is a great place, like if you're running external rain gear and you don't want to put it back in your bag, it's a great place to actually put your rain gear and keep it from getting everything else wet. But conversely, you could certainly put things in there that you want to have stay dry. So, boy, that's almost it as a whole. Exo is dedicated to simple, lightweight designs that are also highly functional, and I think they've hit it out of the park with this particular pack. Super comfortable overall harness system. I do like that they're daisy chained right here on the shoulder height adjustment. There's various height settings that basically let you incrementally adjust those. Sometimes you're trying to eyeball and guess how much Velcro you're using up. This makes it really easy to stay level when you're adjusting the shoulder straps for your personal torso height. There's no question in my mind that this pack's going to get a chance with me this year. After running it today with 60 pounds in it, we did, you know, many miles over steep, rough terrain. This pack literally jumped on my back. Felt like it was giving me a hug the whole way. Absolutely love it. I think it's worth taking a look at, and I think comparatively speaking, based on the other packs we looked at today, it's probably similar to Stone Glacier and KUIU's ultralight backpacks. It would probably most closely mirror those. If you're interested in any one of those packs in particular, I think they all deserve a look together. We are releasing videos on all 6 of the packs that we tested today, so if any of the rest of them intrigue you, stay tuned to look for that. Please subscribe. We really appreciate you watching, and again, subscribing to the YouTube channel helps us out a ton.